What's up, y'all? It's your boy Showtime Doctor. This is going to be the Cole Guide, legendary banner unit that's on banner at the launch of this game until July 10th. My favorite unit so far, just God tier and everything she does. My personal tier list always involves whichever characters can help me farm the most, which usually ends up being the hardest hitting characters. And for single target deeps, this is your character. Now, real quick before I get to that, I wanted to shout out Celion Journey. You might see her in the Reddit. She's on the Discord. She's gonna have her own YouTube channel as well, although last I checked there wasn't any content yet. But fantastic. Provided these information. She played on the I don't know if it's a she or he. I should stop doing that. But they played on the Taiwan server and just providing a bunch of information. So there's a whole bunch of, you see the info there. You could support if you want to, but definitely shout out the entire community owes a debt of gratitude as far as I'm concerned. But now we'll get into it. This is the recommended build guide. So on the up here is basically the ranks. So when you get to different ranks, rank 1, rank 3, etc., anything that is circled red, some cases it's blue, some cases it's purple, you want to take that skill when you get there. There is a currency that lets you take another skill, and that's up to you if you want to do that right away or save it. For closed beta I did, but it's closed beta, we lose the accounts. And just very good information graphs that Celion's put together here. So also gives recommendations on gear. Didn't get to see every piece of gear. I know that one, it's like a little, it does a little DPS thing based on hit point percentage. And the rest of these I just didn't see, so. But obviously you want to get her with as hard a hitting gear, anything for DPS, and a little bit of survivability. It also has the little astral things that it recommends for them. I can't get them all, but I'll show you what I did with mine so y'all can see. So definitely my best character. Now I gave her this dagger. This is actually from the cornucopia event. If a character is healthy, 40% chance to recover 2 energy. If a character is dying, 40% chance to recover 30% of the HP. Cooldown 3 turns, that's a passive thing. So that's for this particular character, not anyone else. That's for her. So I leveled that up like crazy. I also got her a book that lets her grant a buff. This wasn't in the recommended thing, but I found it worked out really well for her. Very first turn, she's near the team, right? You usually want her away from the team because she gets more buffs. She gives them a speed buff and a random level 2 buff. It's fun to do. You just give it to someone you want to move a little farther, then she goes on her way. So if you happen to get that, that's fine. I also gave her a 15% increased crit. That also rolled P attack twice. I'm not going to get to see the level 45 one, unfortunately, because it's level capped at 40. But that's just the way it's going to go. So pretty much, the trait for Cole, she gains jump, which means triples jump power. So if she's on like a roof or like really far below someone, odds are pretty good she can get up or down that. So whereas normally most characters would have to walk down a stairway or up a cliff path or whatever, she just goes for it. And if there happens to be someone right below or above you, that's really good for your DPS. Another reason she's fantastic. If she kills someone with a side attack or a back attack, she can act again, and eventually when she gets this max, it becomes 1 turn at the bottom here. So also gives her a little bit passive crit and P attack. So of course you want to focus her P attack on her crit. Mobility if you can get it. She has passive dodges, just a fantastic character. And definitely use her a lot with the tactic. I forget what it is, but basically it lets her act again as long as she attacks somebody that turn. So wonderful unit, star up as soon as you can. As for skill choices, I initially chose, because according to the guide I showed you earlier, this one hits people harder when they're unharmed, and then on a back attack, gets rid of passive skills for a turn, so it makes them weaker in many cases. I technically have both skills here for trial purposes, but I ended up getting Mask the first time. Dispels 2 debuffs, this is recommended too. 25% recovery. You get invisibility, which means they can't be targeted. Can still be hit by an AoE, but can't be targeted. And 75% increased crit chance, so essentially a guaranteed crit because she gets 5 from her passive. My personally, you saw my item that gives her another 15%. And then she also has this skill, which I got with the Castilla spent there, where basically she gets increased crit chance. So I can make her 100% crit chance if I really want her to be. And then the fifth skill, Eerie Footwork. When healthy, after receiving a single target attack, teleports behind the attacker, initiates a strike back, which deals 70% damage, and she gets a dodge. Dodge is amazing for farming in this game. You can go and tank things you wouldn't even dream about. And then when she gets to injured status, injured below 70%, she gets a dodge automatically, and this is a cooldown of 3 turns. So this can be a double-edged sword. Most of the time it works in your favor. A caster hits you from far away, you teleport behind, whack it, might kill it. But the problem with it is sometimes it puts you in a position you don't want to be in. So that tank hits you with an AoE skill or something. Boom, teleport, hit it. Well, great. Now I'm next to the character I don't do bonus damage to, and it's tanky, and I need her to get kills in order to keep her moving and hopefully not be in the middle of a bunch of enemies I don't want her in the middle of, or away from a bunch of people I want her to kill. There's all types of situations, but for the most part, that is a buff. So we got all that now. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to take her out for a spin. I'm going to go ahead and just buff her. So one thing you do want to know about Cole early is she has a tactic that works really well with her called Pursuit Order. Costs 200 tactical points. Allows them to act again after attacking and grants them attack 2 for 1 turn. Future Doc here, that attack also works on structures, so if you can't reach somebody, you can attack something like the barracks there or some other structure and still get the bonus turn as long as you use Pursuit Order. Back to you, Doc. Turn. So essentially, even if you can't kill someone with her passive, or for whatever other reason can't take an extra turn, you'll get an extra turn as long as you attack with this turn. You also get damage bonus. Alright, finally it's Cole's turn, so like I said, Pursuit Order, hit that. You know you're gonna hit someone, hit that at the beginning. So even though it's a front attack, she would get something if she killed this unit from the side or the back. It's a front attack, so I'm gonna go ahead, use that book I told you about. Buff Gloria. I'll roll over. I got a skill that gives me additional movement, that assault. Not the recommended skill, but it's what I got with the Casta, so now I can get to the side. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit this. Now, if I was in a position where, oh no, I'm in a bad position, I might actually use Mass to help hide her, not make her so she can't be targeted. But in this case, I can kill this dude. If it shows the bar, they still have some health left. That's non-crit damage, so odds are pretty good she's gonna crit, because you see this thing adds 20%. She has a passive that adds 5 to 15, I believe. I have another item and a buff that gives her another 15, so odds are she's gonna crit a whole bunch. So she can potentially kill dudes. Now, you saw that guy blocked, which was damage reduction. She still killed him. Okay, and this isn't that long ago from what I was doing. So now she gets an extra attack. She already has one from Pursuit, so I'm gonna come over here and dome this guy. Why not? And look at that, she's back. So there are tarot cards that are on the map sometimes where she can grab those, they're next to an enemy, or she can use one of her instants and grab it and continue the turn. And she can get 4 turns in one freaking round. It's incredible. In this case, I don't have that, so she gets 3 turns. If I was in a bad situation, like she took out 1 or 2 people, but there's like 5 people here, I'm gonna hit that stealth so that she can't be targeted on the last one. But as long as she's killing, and if she's not in immediate danger, kill everyone you can. This is a god tier unit in the game. That is Cole. Cole is fantastic. Fantastic. Great farm unit. I think better than Gloria. I love Gloria. Just a smidge better than Gloria. Not necessarily for the whole team, but as a farming unit, top tier. I love farming units early game. Get a Cole. That's all I can tell you. So, alright. If you don't believe me, she's got even more skills with dodge, more skills with crit. Crit's harder, hits harder. You get her with the right teammates. buff her up, you get better gear on her, she's gonna be amazing for you. So, this guy. If she gets 3 turns, the whole thing. So I hope that demonstrates what you need to see. I'll catch you guys again. You didn't even get to see her hit back. You didn't even get to see a bunch of her skills, and she's that good. So, all right, guys. So, Showtime Doctor. Lots more sort of Convallaria content going. I got 5.5 hours to get my videos before the closed beta is done. So I will catch you all again. Goodbye.